This is a very interesting Paleo story stone face and mammoth effigy made out of Gobi Desert agate. Now, this is made out of agate. You can tell where it was flaked off right there and right here. It does have some translucency. It's either chert or agate, and it's kind of a beige colored agate or chert. And but you wouldn't know it by the patina on this piece. Now, this may be remnants of some black tar or some type of black application to the surface there. I've examined it carefully, and it looks very interesting, like it may have been applied at one time. But this is a great effigy here in that it incorporates another image that's pretty rare, really, when it comes to Paleo story stone type effigies. Here we have a face looking at us. This is an eye, and this is an eye, and this is the hair on the forehead. That's the hair of the forehead there. And then we have a mammoth now facing off to the right. There's a eye right there, that hair tuft above the head, and it's facing off to the right. They removed that section of rock in the front of the mammoth facing right. When we look at it this way, now we have a very cool baby mammoth with an exaggerated eye here and its little trunk over here looking off to the left. And we have another face, probably the older, droopier face looking at us, and we have a face here. But the cool part of this is that this is also imaging an egg clutch and a serpent or snake that's wrapping around her egg clutch. And there are the eyes that are chipped in to this side of the serpent, wrapped around these eggs, her eggs. Amazing. And then when you look at it head on, there's another serpent face right here with an eye here and an eye here. And that's another serpent face, more or less hissing or maybe getting ready to strike. But what an outstanding imagery. That's been flaked and that's been flaked to form, and this has been flaked right here. That's been flaked out to form that snake head of the snake wrapping around her clutch of eggs, protecting her eggs. Unbelievable. That is so cool. And then this is another face over here, eye, and forehead there. And of course, we saw the snake image coming on this side, which would be the more frontal head view of that snake. Now, the only other snake image that I've ever come upon is this one that I found on the surface of Harvard Hill. That's an outrageous snake with its mouth open. It's a snake that's striking with its mouth open, and that's the head of the snake. But really what it is, it's a Paleo story stone effigy. This is the eye of the mammoth, its hair and its trunk coming down to the right. And when you turn it over, it's real cool. This side is the mammoth, and that eye has been flaked out, but the hair of the mammoth are saw marks that go all the way across this chert. So that was sawn by our Clovis, probably Clovis. Dr. Michael Gramley visited Harvard Hill, where this was found, and he wrote an article, Presumed Clovis at Harvard Hill, based on his observations of the surface artifacts that we found that day. A lot of prismatic blades, for example, and he feels that is a Clovis site. I do too. And on top of the hill, there is a Paleo story stone face and mammoth effigy offering site, and it's just a wonderful. The top of the hill where this was found are artifacts that are in situ. They haven't moved in 12,000 years. There's no rain to cause any type of flooding up there and moving these rocks around, not on the flat top of the hill. And there's not enough wind up there to blow these around. So these were left as offerings by our Paleo Indians 12,000 or more years ago, and they remain in situ on the surface. So these surface artifacts at Jasper Hill, Harvard Hill and Calico Hills are all in situ type artifacts. And that's unusual for surface artifacts, making those sites very important when it comes to cataloging the artifacts that are found on the surface. A lot of Clovis bifaces and a lot of Clovis preforms, as well as these wonderful Paleo story stone face and mammoth effigies that I discovered at Harvard Hill in October of 2020. And then we have that mammoth now with its eye here, its trunk facing to the left. And when we look at it this way, now we have a face with a nose over here and its eye, the eye of the face, wearing a headdress here, like that. Very cool that way. That's a cool face, by the way. Nose, young face. The old face is looking off to the left now. Open mouth, bigger nose. Young face with the up-pointed nose over here, looking off to the right. And it does stand up like this. So we now see another baby mammoth with its little trunk right here, and its eye right here, and its hair tuft above the head, now facing off to the right. But it's in the form of this biting snake, and it's the only snake striking, like it's striking you, and it's like a rattlesnake head. It's very cool. The only one that I've found along the shoreline of ancient Pleistocene Lake Manox. Just a couple of really cool effigies. And this one here with that snake clutching its eggs is just, it's really a precious effigy here from the Gobi Desert, Mongolia, China.